Redmi is welcoming 2026 with a bang, and that's through the Redmi Note 15 series. It's the successor to the Redmi Note 14 series we saw back in January of 2025. And after a year, the new model is finally here. Specifically, we'll be checking out the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, and on the outside, it might look identical to its predecessor, retaining the signature camera island design, but there are some major upgrades under the hood, including a new chipset and a larger battery. With that, you do have to ask yourself, is it worth it to upgrade to the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus before the next batch of phones are released later this year? Let's find out. My name is Brian and this is Yugatech. First up, the styling. In terms of the design, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus looks very similar to its predecessor, the Note 14 Pro Plus. The rounded square-shaped camera island is almost identical, with only minor changes to the bezel. Perhaps the most interesting upgrade Redmi made to the Note 15 Pro Plus is the use of the Fox leather back panel. Do note that this is only available on this mocha brown color. It feels nice to the touch, and what I really like is that it doesn't leave any nasty fingerprints when you have sweaty hands. Not to mention, some would say it even gives the phone a very premium look and feel. If the mocha brown color isn't for you, there are two colors available, glacier blue and black. But these don't feature the Fox leather panel. Instead, they use a regular glass back panel mated with an aluminum frame. The design of the back panel itself is also a lot more minimalistic, featuring the Redmi logo at the bottom center with a subtle 5G label below it. Undoubtedly, the subtle redesigns help with how the phone looks. There are no changes to the ergonomics of the phone either. The volume rocker and power button are still on the right side, while the left side of the phone is clean. At the bottom, you'll find the USB-C port, the dual SIM card slot, and one of the two loudspeakers. At the top are the other loudspeakers and secondary microphone. To keep your phone protected from the elements or accidental dips into the pool, the Note 15 Pro Plus features IP68 and IP69 levels of protection. So even if you submerge it in the water, this will work just fine. But as always, seawater is a different issue. While the design may not have changed a lot from its predecessor, one change that is obvious on the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is the display. It's a lot bigger than before, measuring 6.83 inches. No downgrade to LCD here. It still uses a 1.5K AMOLED panel with up to 120Hz refresh rate and 3200 nits peaks of brightness. Considering that it's an AMOLED panel, it features amazing colors and viewing angles. This made it very enjoyable to binge watch or catch up to the shows on this phone. Even when you're watching with friends, they'll be able to see everything clearly. The speakers are nice for playing or watching series. It features Dolby Atmos and high-res audio support. Plus, we can even volume boost up to 400% to make things really loud. However, I wouldn't recommend maxing it out since you do lose a bit of quality in exchange for the loudness. Even at 100%, it's already loud to begin with, but at least end users can boost if they need to. If you saw the camera island of the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, you'll assume it still has 3 cameras like before. But interestingly, Redmi decided to ditch one, leaving 2. It gets a 200 megapixel main shooter with a 1/1.4 inch sensor featuring OIS and an 8 megapixels ultra-wide. No more 2 megapixels depth sensor. In front, there's a 32 megapixels camera for selfies. At ×1 or ×2 zoom, the camera captures amazing images. The phone's image processor does a great job of balancing the highlights and shadows. The colors are quite accurate, similar to what we actually see with our eyes. It's not too overly edited either, giving us a natural looking photo. Even at low light, the images come out decent. There's some grain if you will pixel peep, but as is, it's more than enough for social media posting. We can also take advantage of the Ultra HD mode, but honestly, I never found myself using it. The standard mode is more than enough. The only downside is when we start to zoom. Anything beyond 3 times zoom, and we notice a drop in quality. However, that's to be expected considering the camera doesn't have a telephoto lens. It's a similar story when using the ultra-wide camera. The ultra-wide doesn't perform as well in low light, where we'll notice a lot of grain. As for video, the rear camera captures a maximum of 4K at 30 FPS, while the front is limited to 1080p at 30 FPS. FPS. There doesn't seem to be any form of stabilization at 4K, which leads to somewhat shaky shots. There is a steady shot mode, but that's limited to 1080p. However, we can capture some cinematic style videos with it turned on. The video quality is similar to the photos, where we are limited by the zoom and ultra wide. But if we keep it at ×1, it's more than enough. Just check out the montage and see the quality for yourself. Under the hood, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus packs a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 chipset. Depending on the specs, it can have up to 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. There's no micro SD card slot available, but 512 is more than enough. The chipset itself is very capable for everyday work or productivity purposes. We can leave multiple applications running on the background and can quickly switch between them without a problem. It's a similar story when it comes to playing games. On Genshin Impact, it could run the game smoothly on medium graphics at 60 FPS without issues. We can bump some of the settings to the high, but this also invites frame rate drops. When playing Car X Drift 2, I left most of the graphics settings to medium as well in order to run the game smoothly at 120 FPS. Similar to Genshin, it can run the game on high, but has a hard time doing so at 120 FPS. Instead, users will need to lower the FPS in exchange for better graphics or the other way around. When playing both games, we experienced some heat from the phone, but it's not that bad. More importantly, the games didn't slow down despite the heat. As for the benchmarks, you can check them out on the screen right now. The Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus runs on Xiaomi HyperOS 2.0, which is based on Android 15. I'm surprised that it doesn't ship out with the HyperOS 3, which is the latest version of the brand's operating system based on Android 16. Thankfully, there are still some AI features available even with HyperOS 2.0. It's not the full suite we're used with the HyperOS 3, but at least you'll still have the AI functions in the gallery and even in the Notes app, which are the ones you'll probably use the most. You also have access to Gemini and its suite of functions. But what I really don't like about the OS is the bloatware. There's a lot, and you will have to delete them one by one. Then there's the pop-up ads coming from the apps you don't even use. It's honestly annoying since you will have to mute it in the settings to get rid of them. But other than that, HyperOS 2 is smooth to use on the Note 15 Pro Plus. Do note that it could update to HyperOS 3 by the time the phone officially launches globally. Powering the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is a 6500 mAh battery pack, which is quite larger especially compared to its competition. With that, we would expect the phone to last a lot longer than one with a 5000 mAh pack, right? Using PC Mark's battery benchmark, the Note 15 Pro Plus only recorded 16 hours and 40 minutes of battery life. Honestly, we were expecting it to last a bit longer, but it's only marginally better, especially consider how big it is. Thankfully, when we do need to charge, it doesn't take long. It features 100 watts hypercharge, which can quickly juice the phone to 100%. There's also a 22.5 watts reverse wired charging if you want to help out the front. In terms of connectivity, the Note 15 Pro Plus features Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.4, NFC, and even eSIM support. Overall, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is a great phone, but you do have to consider that there will be newer models coming out in a month or two. Unless you really need a new mid-range smartphone right now, we don't see the necessity in getting it. As for the price, at the time we recorded this video, Redmi has yet to officially release the price of the phone, but we will be listing it on the comment and description below. But so far, what do you think of the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus? Would you copy it? Share your thoughts on the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to our channel to watch more. Don't forget to follow us on social media. That's FB, IG, X, and TikTok. And of course, visit ugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Brian, and I'll see you again on the next one.